Release the story of ghosts. You see, when I was in 5th grade, if this clicker wants to work, I got a ghost on picture. For reference, that is me with the long flowing hair. That's my friend Jen, Jen's dog, and here's the giant ghost face. Right up to the camera if you could get a good look at it. At the time I got this picture, I thought it was revolutionary. I thought ghosts were real 100%, and we had it all figured out. Of course, that's changed over the past couple years. I know a little bit more about science and a lot more about cameras, and I can tell you that figure is just the reflection of the person filming, taken by the front camera, kind of like a lens flare. Still, even though I don't believe, I still find there's a lot of questions that go unaddressed on the topic. One of which is, hey, why do we believe? If this is a subject with no evidence, if it defies all laws of logic and reasoning, why are we so willing to believe in it? Well, in order to understand that, you have to start from the beginning. According to the article, Ghosts in the Ancient Worlds, the first appearance of a spirit walking among the earth is actually in ancient Mesopotamia. Here, a ghost would appear if it was improperly buried or never found, therefore never laid to rest. It would contact us in need of help. And this pattern kind of continued to the Middle Ages, where a ghost was meant to reflect the Catholic idea of purgatory. In this case, a ghost would be on Earth if it had unfinished business that it didn't accomplish in life, and it would contact us for a little bit of help. Everything in this era was kind of rooted in its faith as a warning from the Catholic Church to conform to their ideology. Moving forward into the Renaissance, this is when ghosts kind of started to get their more aggressive reputation. Where Catholics saw them as dearly departed, Protestants saw them as devils in disguise, trying to lure you away into hell. Now you can actually see this change in culture in Shakespeare's writing of the time, where in Richard III we have evil, chaotic ghosts compared to the ghost in Hamlet that's truth-seeking and asking for help. But ghosts didn't really become how we know them today until about 1960. After World War II, there was a huge spike in spiritualism, where the country was kind of trying to cope with their losses from the war. Here, items like the Ouija board and tarot cards were sort of household items, and it was kind of commonplace to have a seance or something like that, until they eventually fell into superstition and were given the negative connotation we know them for today. A couple horror movies later, and here we are. Let me turn the page here. Now, in a culture where evidence is the main component of discovery, I can understand why someone would think that the number of dedicated believers has considerably gone down. To which I say you would expect. But parapsychologist and genuinely cool human being Harvey Irwin finds that there are 3 main fields of influence when it comes to paranormal belief: parents, peers, and media. Now, immediate family has a direct impact on an individual's belief. A 1999 study done by S.A. Cohen found that the belief that someone had a clairvoyant or supernatural ability actually confirmed to a perfect genetic model, one similar to that up there. Now, what it's really telling us is that this relationship isn't genetic but social. Children are taught these principles as they interact with parents in a process called internalization. This relationship will usually stress as far as traditional religious beliefs. Now, a household that has a close tie to faith will be more inclined to believe in ghosts, whereas an atheist household will be more inclined to stick to the realm of scientific possibility. Either way, this will only last for these traditional beliefs. For the rest, we rely on friends. Now, once an individual leaves the house, friends will have more of an impact on the matter than family. This will typically happen with your ghost story campfire kind of setting. Since reliable paranormal encounters are rarely written down, any given story is a primary source. As stated in an early study of paranormal beliefs by Maller and Lundeen, friends were the most commonly cited source of paranormal encounters. And then we move on to the biggest thing, media. Now, media influences just about everything we do because it's everywhere. You throw on the nearest TV channel and you will find a plethora of options to fit your paranormal needs. In 2015 alone, 17 individual ghost investigative shows met their pilot episode, and that's just on TV. The internet has a whole new host of these shows, I guess. Even your typical ghost adventure-esque show has met its modern makeover with the YouTube series BuzzFeed Unsolved. It's a typical two guys waving a flashlight through a dusty building ghost hunting show, but with a comedic and albeit millennial twist. Now, this is why this market has survived so long. It always finds a way to appeal to a new audience so they can spread this content throughout the public. Now, the power really comes into play when it mimics the feeling of a real-life encounter with shows like Paranormal Witness. As Harvey Irwin notes, it's unlikely anyone would have a story to tell if it was not for media. Just the fact it's on TV has a certain implied ethos. And, of course, it spreads information. Though many of these programs say they serve strictly as entertainment, you can't deny the impact they have on the public. Now, oh, don't play me. Okay. So, to verify these statements, I brought together a few close friends to discuss the topics of paranormal belief. Here, I interview 3 people, all dedicated believers, but all from a different religious faith. Let's see if I can get what they said. Yep, word is fine. Here's some interviews, guys.
Yeah, why not? I believe ghosts are real. I believe that they could be real. I believe that they're real, but I haven't actually had any experiences to prove that. I've just kind of I've heard things, but I've never actually personally experienced ghosts. Like, anything can happen. Think about it. We have think about the galaxies and stuff. There's so many possibilities. So why aren't ghosts a possibility? No, I don't think so. I guess there could be a correlation because spirits and death and stuff, and that's all related religiously, but I don't know. I do think that depending on your religious beliefs, you might have different beliefs on ghosts. It's not all personal. I know the other two, they didn't base it off of religion, but I do. I'm really faithful to the Catholic Church, and I believe in everyone has their own spirit, and then once you die, the body dies, but your spirit lives on. So I believe in those kinds of things. With the existence, I don't know if it would validate it. It might open up other people's eyes, if they don't believe in religion at all. Yeah. It could possibly validate because angels and spirits and things are a big part of a lot of different religions. I've seen people on YouTube, and I know YouTubers tend to exaggerate things, but they are real people, and they talk about their experiences with ghosts, and I think it's wild, and sometimes it does seem pretty real. Mm-hmm. And then I've also I don't know, people just have experiences with it, and they post about it, and whether or not they're lying, it's definitely out there, and it's pretty crazy. I think that movies and YouTubers and everything in media just plays it up a lot, and sometimes makes it more intense than it has to be. I don't know if experiences the ones you see in movies are necessarily real. They could possibly happen. I'm sure maybe they happen to some people, but I think they do over exaggerate it a lot, and I think that's why a lot of people are scared of ghosts too. You don't necessarily have to be scared of ghosts. They don't all have to be bad.
Let's go to the next slide. Okay, here we are. Alright, as you can see, supernatural belief is not going anywhere anytime soon. For many, ghosts are synonymous with the promise of an afterlife. Others simply just see it as an outlet of entertainment. Either way, I think ghosts are a beautiful concoction of the human mind, in showing that even on a topic as grim as death, we'll always find something to believe in. Thank you. And here we are. We're excited. Image excited.